name is Kathy, and today I'll be continuing the discussion on Bach Flower Essences with white chestnut. But before I do this, I wanted to tell you that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to create several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. When trying to determine which Bach flower essence to use, it's necessary to understand the characteristics and symptoms of the essence from a psychological position. This is because the Bach flower essences work on the subtle bodies of the human subtle anatomy field. For healing to take place, you need to look at the situation from this different level. So, what are the characteristics of white chestnut? White chestnut is for people who are tyrannicized by certain unpleasant thoughts or ideas. The Bach flower essence of white chestnut is used for the basic treatment of compulsive thoughts, fixations, and mental and emotional overstimulation. It is used to treat all pathological conditions related to compulsive thoughts or fixations in daily life. It is used to treat sleep disorders, jumbled thoughts, difficulties with concentration, wired behavior, and headaches due to excessive mental and emotional stress. The white chestnut condition is characterized by mental alertness, great sensitivity, and intense thought processes. When positively developed, the white chestnut type has an agile mind and a powerful imagination. Everything that these people undertake is entered into with great intensity, concentration, and imagination, to the extent that everything else not related to the subject at hand just disappears for them. They are very effective at mental work and can easily jump from one subject to another and turn their attention to whatever idea, problem, or question that is occupying their thoughts. When negatively developed, this intensive mental processes of the white chestnut type can result in uncontrollable obsessive thoughts. Certain thoughts or ideas can just take over these people. This can happen to anyone who has been through a devastating experience. Generally, these thoughts take on a decidedly unpleasant character, in the form of worries, fears, or problems. Sometimes a positive thought will push its way so prominently in the foreground that they can't think of anything else. Their thoughts become stuck like a broken record. At this point, their reason becomes a prisoner of fixations or obsessions that keep spinning around in their heads without any rhyme or reason. A song, a phrase, or a word will repeat itself over and over and over without interruption, and they are powerless to do anything about it. As a result, they end up brooding, or they can't relax, or can't shut off their obsessions, and can't form any new thoughts. The white chestnut condition is often accompanied by headaches or sleep disorders. The Bach flower essence of white chestnut is the essence used to promote mental clarity. It frees us from tormenting ideas and helps us break out of vicious mental cycles. It helps to inhibit obsessive thoughts and supports positive suppressive behavior. It encourages our ability to concentrate, helps us order our thoughts, and aids us in solving problems or storing them away in our subconscious. It can also improve headaches or sleep disorders caused by obsessive thoughts. We all know what good it does us to express our anger or our pain by screaming or howling. It allows our internal emotional energies an outlet and frees up and releases emotional blockages. We all know someone who is temperamentally and uninhibited, and we have seen how they release their intense emotions immediately, which makes them feel much better and more relaxed. When we try to hold back our problems, worries, pains, fears, or aggressions, it's like chewing on something bitter or rotten that we swallow. It makes us sick and unhappy. This type of a situation happens especially with introverts. Everything affects them deeply, and their experiences are processed and changed into another form, either as a new realization or awareness, or as something more negative, and then integrated into the personality. This is also the case with the white chestnut type, but they have another problem. Everything affects them with great intensity and profundity, and their thoughts become so emotionally charged and full of conflict that they can't get them out of their head. It's like chewing on a bone for hours without deriving any nutrients from it. They are absolutely plagued by thoughts that they don't want to acknowledge, worries, fears, and needs that they don't want to give up, problems that they don't want to solve for reasons that they don't want to admit to. Their conscience is often so dominated by negative ideas or an intense nature that they can no longer think rationally. Under normal circumstances, such overbearing thoughts are suppressed by the psyche, which examines countless thoughts, impressions, and bits of information and determines whether they contribute to our physical or spiritual growth. Anything that's not deemed appropriate for immediate use is stored away in the subconscious and will be recalled when it's needed. This process ensures that we don't suffer from an overload of information or from thoughts or impressions that might be too difficult to work through. This material can be recalled when we are ready to accept it and take it in, and it can be incorporated into another phase of personal growth. At that point, it is time to face this material and integrate it in a meaningful way into our lives. For example, by expanding our worldview, modifying a personal assumption, or making a practical change in how we live. Most people find themselves plagued by this aspect of the white chestnut condition at one time or another. When we see the symptoms, we should try to clarify our emotions, face our problems, and make sure our outer lives are appropriate to meet our internal needs. When a problem becomes so serious that it causes us to suffer, suppression is no longer a viable strategy. It must be confronted and worked through. We should ask why a particular thought keeps running through our heads and look for a new answer to the fundamental question that's plaguing us. Too often we try to avoid these questions. We should not be afraid of taboos that are no longer meaningful. This search alone will often lead to breaking up the vicious cycle of tormenting thoughts. Sometimes, as a drastic measure, we can only try to replace these thoughts with the more positive opposites, in an attempt to reprogram ourselves. The conscious mind can then distance itself from these unsolvable problems and questions, and the psyche can work on finding an intuitive subconscious solution. Some common combinations of white chestnut with other Bach flower essences are: combined with aspen, it helps with mental blocks caused by nebulous fears. Combined with cherry plum, it helps with mental obsessions. Combined with chestnut bud, it helps with compulsive thoughts leading to distraction. Combined with chicory, it helps with obsessive love. Combined with clematis, it helps with obsessive daydreaming and planning. Combined with crabapple, it helps with being tormented by dirt and filth. Combined with heather, it helps with obsessive vanity. Combined with holly, it helps with aggressive, obsessive thoughts. Combined with honeysuckle, it helps with obsessive memories. Combined with impatience, it helps with being mentally driven. Combined with mimulus, it helps with obsessive anxieties. Combined with oak, it helps with being obsessed with success. Combined with pine, it helps with being obsessed with guilt. Combined with red chestnut, it helps with worried thoughts. Combined with Star of Bethlehem, it helps with the obsession with traumatic thoughts. Combined with vervain, it helps with obsessive dogmatism. Combined with willow, it helps with bitter, obsessive thoughts. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to create several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with the latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.